yesterday's heats in the afternoon. So Germany, Ukraine, and Romania qualifying from the first heat, together with Italy, Hungary from the second, and Moldova, the crew you just saw, qualifying based on a time. They were just slightly quicker than the Americans in their heat, and Hong Kong, China in the other. This is the crew from Germany, one of the center lanes. That German crew was really strong in their heat. They led from start to finish. This is crew from Italy, also in one of those favored center lanes. Roberta Romani and Elia Bressan. You can see Elia in the stroke seat there. And it's interesting to see these crews having a different lineup. I really do enjoy the Romanian combination of Sebastian Consta Lupu and Sonia Theodora Bita in the stroke seat, but the crews, some crews opting for the male athlete in the stroke seat, while others quite consistently, we saw a similar picture in Duisburg at the Under-23 World Championships, most crews opting for the female athlete to sit in the stroke seat and set the rhythm, with the male athlete in the bow seat, providing a little bit of support while the women lead the action from the stroke seat.
How do you find this discipline, the mixed double here?
It's a developing race. They're under starters orders. We'll get more into that, but it's great to see that the level of racing is really rising as we come through this tournament. So you can actually see improvement from the heats to the B final, from which we saw earlier today. And I'm sure these athletes had a little bit more opportunity to get used to each other, because this is not a usual lineup for these athletes. Of course, they have their own event. All these athletes raced in other boat classes. That has to be so. They need to race in another boat class to be able to row in this mixed boat class. And so there's a little bit of fatigue in the legs, but also another opportunity from the heats to get more used to each other, as we have a look at the Germans of Benz and Wulk. And that crew is really nicely together. You can see how synchronized the blades are when they enter the water, and a good start from Germany too, racing from lane number 3. Quick crew from the heats, and they are, well, they would be my favorite for the gold medal, but there's still a long way to row.
There's something interesting about the next two starts, at least interesting for me, maybe interesting for the audience as well. I don't know if the athletes have given it any thought, but their finishing times for the day will be the best in this discipline, because it's the first time they're here in the World Championships.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
you're perfectly right.
Yeah.
This will be the starting point for a world best time, and this being the first time at under-19s, these crews have a chance to row themselves into the history book as the first world champion in this boat class. At the moment, we've just passed 500 meters gone, and it is Germany ahead of Hungary and Romania for the gold, silver, and the bronze. But as you saw by that side-by-side picture, it's really close. Ukraine, a fast starting crew, and they were out-sprinted in the heat but they did qualify for this A final. But the Ukrainian crew in lane number 6 has a good sprint in their back pockets. As we see this overview in the center of your picture, we have the Romanians with Lupu and Bita, and right next to Romania, that crew from Ukraine I just mentioned of Sivko and Harbrak.
Germany still leading the way here. Looking at it, the Hungarians are second, followed by the Italians. The Romanian crew here is also doing very good. The Ukrainians at the moment, Sivko and Kravachak, are falling behind, but not that much at the 800-meter mark. Soon we'll see the split timings at the 1,000 meters.
Yeah, this is an amazing race by Germany. I think they are trying to copy what they did in the heat, but they haven't really fared well. They raced the Romanians in their heat, so they know what that crew is capable of. But like I mentioned, all these crews will have a very steep learning curve about how to race this boat class as we row underneath the bridge. So we're close to halfway. Germany still leading And it is indeed Anori Laurin Benz in the bow seat, first across the halfway mark, but really close with Hungary, the crew from Italy as well in there. And Romania slightly off the pace now, with Moldova and Ukraine also slipping back slightly. But you can see by this picture how close it is for the medals, with at least 4 crews for 3 medals. And I'm not sure I'm ready to write off Moldova and Ukraine just yet.
Yeah, that will be an interesting finish of the race. The Germans still leading the way. Let's see if they can manage to hold the gold until the very end of the competition. The Germans are followed closely by the Italians, but see how Romania are managing their strength at the moment, reaching the 1,200 meter mark. The Romanians are stepping up the tempo. They have a good stroke rate, and I believe soon they'll pass the Hungarians for 3rd place.
Yeah, I think that's a great push and a great call there. Germany's still leading. You saw by that shot that it is slightly more tense in the shoulders than you would want to. They're really low down, the Germans, which means they really use their leg drive, not really opening their backswing. Especially for Anori Benz there in the bow seat, being a little bit more, well, quite a bit taller than Kaya Bulk, who is sitting in front of him. But Germany's still making that boat move really nicely through the water. They're still in the lead, and they have to keep a close eye left and right for the crew from Hungary and Italy. Not far off the pace at the moment. Romania also close to it, and you could just about see the bow from Moldova with the number 1 still not dropped at the moment. Italy now silver medal position ahead of Hungary.
Very interesting race, to say the least. Roberto Romani and Elia Bressan are holding the 2nd place for now, but look at how the Hungarians and Romanians are trying to catch up with them. I think they might have something in the tank left for the final quarter of the race.
Yeah, I think they are saving something, but if they are going to sprint to the line, they may as well start that sprint right about now, because we're just 300 meters out from the line, and Germany still look really solid out in front. A little look there by Kaya Bulk to her left, and that's a look towards the Italian double beside them of Roberta Romani and Elia Bressan, who are raising the rate and are stepping it up now with 250 meters to go. They are really going for it.
I believe they don't look that confident as they were earlier today, because the Italians and the Romanians are pushing for 1st place. This will be a battle until the final meters of the race.
Yeah, Germany led from the start, and they are still in the lead now, but look at the charge unfolding. Germany pushing on, but so is Hungary. The Italians also going for a medal here. Romania sprinting out of their skins high in the 40 strokes a minute. I think Germany have done just about enough to cling on for the gold, but silver still undecided with 2 strokes to go. Germany will become the first world champions in the under-19 mixed double sculls. And fantastic finish by the Italians. I don't know. I think the Italians may have clinched the silver medal.
I believe they did in the final meters of the race.
I think you're right, ahead of the Hungarian crew, and yeah, and this seems to confirm that picture we have here. But such an amazing performance by Germany, leading from start to finish. The Hungarians delighted with their medal. Marton Mezosi in the bow seat there, having a little bit of a celebration, and what a race they were in. And the Italians now indeed confirmed just a 1/10 of a second ahead of the Hungarian bronze medalists. And what a race. That was a great inaugural A final of the under-19 mixed double sculls. And we'll see these athletes in a few moments. We have another victory ceremony for us waiting, and it's good to know that we have a double medal ceremony for the mixed double and the mixed 8, and before we have the closing ceremony. So a little bit of a change from the normal proceedings as we see the repeat here. This was at halfway, And I think Germany never really comfortable in the lead, because there was always that bow ball from either the Italians or the Hungarians with that little bit of overlap. Here are the Italians really coming close, and this was the point where I thought the crew from Hungary was rode through definitively, but it was actually really close on the line. I think the Italians won it by a whisker, and here is that finish. Germany taking the gold here, just ahead of Hungary in the white boat. You can see them here. You can just about see the Italian blades cross the line. They go, and they just made that stick for the silver medal. So well done, Italy. And with them, the crews from Moldova, Romania, and Ukraine also across the line as we dive straight to the victory ceremony. You may be able to hear the music, and good to know that Anne-Marie Phelps will be handing out the medals, the World Rowing Vice President,
accompanied by Krasimira Chalkova, the marketing director of the organizing committee.
Yeah, great to see them on the victory